Hello, how are you, Pisces? It's Lilou Jane here. Oh, a lovely breeze just blew in. That's very nice. And I'm here to do a reading for you with my guides. Yes, they said it is an assisted reading with my guides and other guides who are relative to you. And they coming through in a connective network of the unity field that we are all in. So, isn't that lovely? Let's move forward. We are starting today with the Indigo Angels Oracle cards. That's the ones they said to start with. They have asked for a little bunch of cards which we have here, but they've decided to start with this one. We have certainly plenty of options that they have chosen, and it's a beautiful day on the planet today. Ooh, yeah. For acceptance. A beautiful day on the planet for acceptance. Acceptance of love, joy, happiness, and what our inner intuition really tells us is true. Think about it. They said, think about it. Think about what your heart's intuition, your heart's guidance is really telling you is true, and accept what your heart's guidance gives you because it's correct. Apologize. Pisces, they're talking about an apology, and this person is feeling very sad and remorseful and going through the motions of allowing oneself to feel regret for something. Let's get on with it. That's our first three cards. That's the theme, the energy that we're starting with for our reading. Pray. So we've got apologize and pray coming together. And it's to do with loss, and it's to do with the heartfelt realization and recognition of loss, the heartfelt feelings of just a self-reckoning within oneself. And we all do it. And I think last night for the Southern Hemisphere and tonight for the Northern Hemisphere, there will be waves of this energy flowing over the planet, and it's rising and it's being emitted from the planet, and it is a absolute time to recognize, and it's going to hit you in the face. The wave of energy came to where I'm living, came up about 8 o'clock last night, and it resided for a good deal of the night in the energy of the darker side of the planet. Because so I asked about all of this morning. The dark side of the planet, the side the sun isn't on, is the night time, of course. It is a time when the earth breathes out energy, like breathes it out, and exudes it, and it floats off her and enters her energy field for emission out and release. Her energy body absorbs all of our emotions, and there is a synchronizing of emotions groups in together. So lots and lots of people, everybody has experienced the guilt and grief of loss and conflict and things that are not harmonious entering our world in multiple lives, and they always end up with some hardness of heart, which creates actions that your soul doesn't really like, your heart doesn't like, and in the depths of you, you would regret and wish it wasn't that way. In our lives that we've had, we've often felt we had to be that way because that's the paradigm that we were in. And it's not about bashing yourself up, being hard on yourself, blaming yourself or anything else, because it was and is a paradigm shift. It's a paradigm thing. It's a paradigm related experience rising up now to be released because we are entering a new paradigm. Therefore, that's not required. But we do need to recognize it and kiss it goodbye. I recognize you. Yes, you're the awful pain of heartbreak, of breaking up, of losing somebody one loves, the awful pain of being involved in a situation that didn't happen the way I really would have liked it to happen. Multiple lives here we're talking. That is I recognize you, I know you, and I'm going to forgive you. That energy of pain, regret, loss, grief, the pain of being the person who said and did something that created a breakup of relationship, connection, of love, or death in previous lives. All those things, recognize that and forgive it and allow it to be. And the other card that came out is nature. I didn't tell you that one yet. Now it's time. It's the nature of the paradigm you have been in, and it's not about blame, it's about forgiveness now. You've just got to realize the nature of things, and forgiveness is the only really true natural response to the natural paradigm you were in. It was the nature of a thing. It was the way it was. You were often stuck in that because you were coerced into rerunning programs and systems in the matrix that you might have moved past from and learned from, but instead you weren't, after your death of those lives, you weren't given counselling and support to redigest that whole lifetime and gain insights, understanding, and then growth and move on. That isn't what happened. You were hijacked, sort of like you're on your way to the bright place to do that, and you're like, oh, come over here, we're angels, take you over there. We're going to help you rerun. Look at all the things you did wrong. You've got to do it all over again, exactly the same. And that happened to a lot of people, a hijacking of them into consenting to and agreeing to an absolute rerun. Now, it wasn't necessary. There are other ways to go. We could move on to this. There's a field of light after, in the fourth density, after living here in the third density, where you can reflect upon your life and grow from that. And you may choose another life, but it won't be necessarily an exact rerun of the rubbish that you didn't. I say rubbish. You don't need to suffer agony and pain a million times in order to know agony and pain. You just need to have a reflective attitude in which you look at it properly and learn from it. You can come back and you can revisit it from a different aspect. So agony pain has two aspects. It has the receiving of agony and pain and the healing from agony and pain. And healing is a wonderful understanding, learning antidote to it. So, you didn't have to do reruns and reruns. You didn't have to. So that kind of coercion happened under the influence of the so-called Godhead type energy, which was designed to make you rerun. Of course, there is a beautiful source like God energy that created the whole universe. That is real. Someone who wants you to go through agony and pain again, no, not for the sake of it. Growth and learning is a self-chosen path, they said. Oh. My throat chakra is having a little moment. This isn't a normal cough. I don't have cough. Okay, just had to do a little clearing of my chakra. Compassion. Compassion is what it's all about. Compassion is the evolving energy that comes from suffering agony and pain and delivering agony and pain in a role play in a life. Is about helping you to determine compassion. So at this point in time, when a person leaves a life, for example, or in the life we're in right now is our opportunity for it right now too, this wave of energy, this rising that comes, breaks down the barrier, the shell, which holds you in and holds your breath, your heart breath in, going, oh, I'm tough and I don't acknowledge responsibility for anything that I've done because I had to do it because I was in a paradigm and blah, blah, and that was the way it is and blah, blah, and toughen up. That kind of energy doesn't help you get dealing with the energy and to acknowledge and face and experience the energy of regret, grief, and the feeling the need to own something. That isn't about turning yourself into a victim. It's about giving yourself compassion and having compassion develop and a comprehension of compassion for the situation. Whether you were a person in a past life who delivered pain and harm or received pain and harm, in both instances, the antidote, it's not required, the evolutionary learning and epiphany of understanding and development from that is compassion. That's what both sides of the party are experiencing it for. So compassion is the key, and that is what your learning lesson is in this wave that's coming through. That learning lesson was blocked from you when somebody hijacked you on your way into the afterlife area of it's not decompression. Well, it is a bit like decompression. It is, because it is decompression. They said that word because it's like the deep sea pearl diver of the olden days. They'd have to go into this suit with this long air hose, and they'd go down. They take ages to go down because they had to go so deep to find pearls, and they would have to come up slowly too. And coming into the third density for a fifth density and above being, and fourth density too, is like going to the depths of the dark ocean where there's a high pressure. And that high pressure means you must decompress when you come out. So when you're decompressing and coming out of the third density into the fourth density is where you go in your afterlife. In the first instant, the first door of energy is from third density to fourth density. That when you do that, there's a place like a beautiful, like a rehabilitation center that you can go to, and you go there and you get counseling, you get talk over, and all your grief comes forward, your pain comes forward, your suffering, and you get to examine it from the point of view of relief that it's not really happening to you, and you're surrounded by paradigm energy, which is different. So therefore you're not dragged down into, but you can reflect upon and gain understanding. And that's where you go normally. But if you get hijacked over to the, the sideline of a sleazy car salesman telling you, no, look, you just look at this rerun of this entire terrible life. You made all those mistakes. You didn't learn anything from it, did you? Oh, no, you haven't had time to decompress and no one's helping you. No, you haven't learned. You have to go back. Okay, here's the contract. Sign it. Okay, are you ready now? Off you go. Boink. Off you go. On your way back in, let's just have some of your energy while we're on your way, and they'll take a little energy off there and then scoot you back in for another round. That's not very helpful, and that was happening, and then there was a lot of that going on, which means another round of things you feel you need to apologize for. So nowadays they don't get away with that too much. There's other beings out there in the fourth and fifth density looking for those chappies and saying, no, up you go, get out of here. So it's nicer now. Now you get to go straight to the rehabilitation centre. Isn't that good? Okay, freedom. That's where we're going, baby. And that's what you're going to have, the freedom. Right? The freedom to understand, yes, I can apologize. That's not a sentence to me. That's recognition of pain. And then I can digest it, understand, learn, pray, contemplate, meditate, and ask for help to understand the depths of the nature of everything without getting caught up in all that gritty, grotty, blame game, self-deprivation nonsense, because that's not what it's about. And develop more deep understanding of what compassion means. Compassion is an easily thrown around word in a world where hearts are locked down. Well, of course, if your heart isn't communicating flowingly clearly to the mechanical brain, you're not really going to get any comprehension of compassion, because comprehension is on the heart brain. Now, there's a heart brain cells on the heart. They start at the top of the heart and they flow down the back of the heart on the left side. That's my left side. They flow down. So that brain informs the worker brain, this is the comprehending brain informing the worker brain how to rationalize and make sense of things and how to respond. And once you've got that going, you can comprehend your compassion. But it's pretty hard to comprehend from up here because this silly nut doesn't have any real connection to common sense and be able to rationalize emotional concepts. And we are an emotional being in an emotional world, and there is no way around that. So that's wonderful. And you get your freedom. Yes, freedom. How nice. I love this reading. Archangel Michael is supporting you on this, and here he has with his flaming sword ready to cut through any attachments. I can see the cords of attachments which want to feed you like an umbilical cord of crap, an umbilical cord of "you're not very good" words, and an umbilical cord of low vibrational, let's just huddle and have agony and pain and feel like crap. No, Archangel Michael's come with his little sword of flames, it's a big sword, and he's going boom, that's the end of that, because you need to love yourself. That's what it's all about. You are equal to every other being, and as a soul essence, a part of the same paradigm realm of overarching realm of growing, learning, experiencing soul essence of divine God, universal light. That's what you are. That's what you are at your most intrinsic level. You're not that other stuff. You are just that. That's what you are. So how could you possibly have an intrinsic attitude, an intrinsic chemistry, genetically, energetically, of something lower? It's not possible. Archangel Michael is here to chop off all those delusional little like drug addictive channels and funnels of rubbish coming towards you, trying to contaminate you, and you are getting shielded. Aren't they wonderful with their cards, the way they pull them? Aren't they just clever? So you've got to shield yourself with the knowledge that Archangel Michael's standing right beside you and he is with you. He is a multidimensional, gigantic being capable of helping millions of people all at once, because he's not locked in our third density paradigm. So just trust he's outside of our limitations. He is shielding you. He's cutting off the crappy cords of negative connections, and he is inviting you to join him in a shielding approach to energy. And he said, let go and dance and jog, have activity, do gardening, because getting out into nature is very, very helpful, because Gaia can help you too. Now, physical activity is very important, and it's a powerful means of releasing negative energy that sort of sits like a little blob of negative in your energy field somewhere. And it often anchors inside the physical body because it is a third density body. It can anchor into the third density emanation and sort of like sit there like an old horrible toad. So we're going to kick them out with Archangel Michael's assistance. You're going to say, I am a intrinsically independent being of my own choosing and mind, and I choose to be free of any contaminants, objects, beings, attachments, energies, codings, or persuasions of any kind that are not for my greater good, greater goodness, health, well-being, and happiness, they said. And I refuse to get involved and to entertain anything else that entrains me into feeling negative and crappy. I will not engage in any delusions, and I now kick out anything and everything that is not for my greater happiness, well-being, goodness. Boom. See it kicking out. Kick it out. Kick it out. Just do it. And if you want to yell this stuff, and if you find your own more powerful words that resonate for you, you just yell them out and you say, out. Anything that does not work for me. That's your shielding. Okay. Now, if you come in contact with people who are really negative, you might need to do that again, because they're like covered in all these horrible fourth density leeches and energetic yuckies, and they just want to hop onto people and say awful, terrible things and ooze horrible energy and try and get you to fall back into it. But you've got to break the entrainment. You've got to break the connections. I'm thinking of The Matrix. If you watch The Matrix, where, what's his face, the hero, Neo, we'll call him because I can't remember his the actor's real name. He finally wakes up and he's in this capsule, and he's got all these hoses and tubes stuck on him, and they're feeding chemicals in to keep him asleep, to keep him under an illusion, to keep him running a program in his head. Now that's the kind of rubbish. They get these awful attachments going in the fourth density, and you want to just like chop them off. Invite Archangel Michael to do it for you. Say, Archangel Michael, could you please just chop off all those horrible, crappy attachments and hoses of negativity that are trying to persuade me to think I'm a piece of rubbish. You need to trust. You need to trust Archangel Michael. You need to trust yourself. You need to trust your higher self. You need to trust your heart, and you need to go for it. Yes. Yep, they have a clear message. Pisces, patience. You do need to be patient with yourself and patient with the world. They would like to say, you are, it comes under freedom. Oh, yes. Look at how the deck is falling out now in its succession. I've got a spread 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 across is the way it's happening. The first one is acceptance. Accept your freedom, but have patience is next underneath that in that column. Have patience. Have patience. Have patience for the world, and patience with yourself. Find your joy in the freedom. It's lifting. The energy is lifting. The darkness lifting. The chains are lifting. Whoa, that's a relief. Enjoy relief and be patient. Now, underneath, think about it. And Archangel Michael, we have, you are not alone. You couldn't get them better, could you? Think about it deeply. Contemplate the situation. You have Archangel Michael standing beside you, standing behind you, all around you, ready to cut negative attachments. And you're not alone. You're not alone. Pisces, I know it feels like a bit of a crappy world, but it's turning. The wheel is turning. Things are changing. And you're in the hot spot of a metamorphosis that the universe has never seen before. Not the way Gaia is doing it. It's pretty impressive being here, pretty amazing. And your health comes next. So we've got apologize. Now, if you feel that you've got any situations in which you have been involved with it, where because you were under the influence of those negative naughties, with their negative influences, they're everywhere. They're doing their job all over the place, trying to keep us from being positive and clear in our head. Because you could have been under those influences, right? You may need to remember to love yourself as well. Love yourself. And apologize to yourself. And if you want to apologize to someone else, go for it. That's liberating. Really liberating. If you want to apologize to the universe because of something you were involved with, you don't have to go to people to apologize. You just have to emanate and feel the apology in yourself. That's all you have to do. It goes out into the energy pool that we all share anyway. It's not a secret. You don't have any real energy secrets. You need to love yourself, which is good. That's not a secret because that is healing for the whole world. And allow yourself to have the health and balance. When you love yourself, forgive yourself, nurture yourself, health and balance comes back to you. And be patient with your health. It's not like we're not talking about magic. We're talking about nature here. We're talking about the nature of healing and divine timing. That's what they said. We're talking about the nature of healing and divine timing. Okay, now pray. Ask for help from your higher self, from positive guides and guardian angels, and Archangel Michael's already announced himself as he's with you. Dance, clear out all that negative mucky energy that sits stale so that your free energies can start to flow in the beautiful, did you know you're a toroid of energy light? Look up toroids, they're amazing. That's what we are. We are functioning as a toroid of energy light. That's why we are a portal in connection directly to the God source energy of the universe, because we're a toroid. And you have to allow yourself to get physically clear and clear out any negative energy that obstructs your toroidal energy body of light, and allow the divine timing to come into play. What a lovely reading. I always say that because I think that most of the time. There are some readings a bit challenging occasionally, I find personally, but I can get through. I've got to be strong. Okay, what else have we got? You are understood. You are understood. Everyone understands, everyone watching, all our guides, everybody who's watching, and we're definitely not alone. You are completely understood. This is the nature of the world you're in, and it's a tough gig. Everybody understands that. You do need to shield yourself from the negative no-nos who want to drag you back down. You need to do that, and you need to understand you're not alone. You have a lot of support, and if you need help getting this clear, getting this clarity, they said, ask for help, because there's a whole heap of people want to help you. Heaps of people. But you must ask. You have free will. You know, you can take forever, or you can move a little faster. They said to have patience, though. Moving faster means you actually initiate a bit more. That'll feel fast. If you haven't been initiating much, it's been a slow track. A slow tread, they said. A slow tread. Like you're on a treadmill that's going a bit slow, you know. Okay, so underneath the next column, I haven't looked at them yet, but we've got compassion, which is your key to self-love and relief and allowing yourself to advance. Trust, very, very important. Trust in compassion. Share your wisdom, Pisces. I mean, that's what you're here for, your Pisces. Share your understanding, your epiphanies that you're getting. Share them with the world. Often you share them just by living them as a creed that you live. In your dreams, you share them and you teach. You teach in your dreams. When you're asleep, you enter the world of the fourth density and the fifth density, and a little bit, some people up into the sixth. And there you discuss, reflect. Remember I said like there's the rehabilitation center, the debriefing, and you know, getting yourself all together again. That area, you can go there, and you go to some other temples depending on who you are, and you can share wisdom and knowledge in a setup that's created for people who are down here to share their wisdom when they're in their sleep time. And that's an important part of your creed of who and what you are. It's your motivation. You're dedicated to it, and you have the experiences, and you go and you teach in your sleep. Your dream time is you'll switch off from here and go into there, even if you have other dreams. Now, there's the multidimensional version of us, which is what we are, our form, multidimensional. Well, that means and allows us to go off and do the teaching, and there'll be a portion of us still here in our body. Otherwise, we'd get taken over by something else, wouldn't we? So something has to be a third dimensional density. Excuse me. When I say multidimensional, what I mean is multi-density, because dimensions are just like little lines from A to B. They're shapes. They're not energy frequency densities. So the density of the third is where you are emanating to, and you have a portion of yourself anchored in here in your body, and that remains. And it does have dream experiences, and it does experience the waves that I was talking about of energy rising and being shaken off the planet, emitted to be released, and they flow around. It also experiences the unpleasant seeded programming put into the fourth density to try to persuade us to feel terrible. The word crap keeps coming up. Just to make you feel crappy. So when you wake up in the morning, you go, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted and I feel terrible. So, and you might have had dreams all night of awful feelings, of nightmares, whatever else. So they are, a lot of them are seeded to try and give you a hard time while you're asleep, make you feel low vibrational. The aim is to keep you low. That's because low vibrational energy is a commodity that's useful to those people, beings, whatever they are. We don't need to delve on them. We need to delve on us. We are the wonderful ones we need to pay attention to, because we are the kings and queens of compassion. That's what we can do. Those things, they don't understand compassion. They can't do it. Oh, yes, we won't take them. I'm going to turn it over. So what we would like you to do is use your expression. Now, you do your dreams and you do experience, that's where I was going. You do experience the now of being in the third density, but you also, a part of you is off doing the teaching. You do both. You're multidimensional. So much though, they said, don't forget, you have an entity emanating into the sixth density very strongly, and sometimes you go and merge with that sixth density in your sleep, your information, you're like an upload of yourself into your sixth density being so that you can share through that sixth density being. Fascinating. Okay, that's what you do, you express it. But you know what? The beauty of being human in this paradigm we're in right now is to express it now into the now we're in the third density, because that shifts the third density. It encourages the matrix to recreate what we talk about, think about, and contemplate and entertain. And that's all the matrix does. It doesn't belong to anybody. It doesn't have its own mind. Mother Mary is also supporting you, and she would like to encourage you to explore all these concepts. Straightforward. You're not alone. Okay, Mother Mary's coming. There's think about it. Archangel Michael, you're not alone, Mother Mary. Well, there's a support team there. That's pretty empowering support team. Well, explore comes under apologize, love yourself, have your health, and explore the world, the concepts, the ideas, and open your mind to spirituality and all of its forms of enlightenment and liberation. Is that it, darling? You want to go over to, we're at half an hour, but there we go. That's what we need. That's what we need to do. We're going to do what we need to do because we're free to do that. We're going to Archangel Gabriel Oracle cards. Yes. All right, so we went straight for it. Yes, okay. Yes. So, Pisces, you have a lot of wisdom and knowledge and deep tapping into an intrinsic understanding of the nature of the world, of life and everything else. Through creative expression in the third density, you can bring that expression through with beautiful synchronicity and delicate accuracy that is subtle, whatever your creative expression is. And they would like you to keep it up, believe in it, and create with practice. Daily practice. Practice it. Yes. Ooh. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I did make you do that. So I didn't want you to pick them out. I wanted you to turn them, please. Because you are completely deserving. You are deserving. You, like all of God's children, deserve happiness, health, and love. Yes. I think I've said something like that. But you're the same as everybody else. You would fight for anybody else. You would fight for those oppressed people. You would fight for the little children who aren't loved. Well, you're just like everybody else. You're to fight for you too. I just got this card came through. Helping children. Yes, helping children. You have something in you that's to do with helping children. Part of your life purpose involves teaching, guiding, and helping young people. They are the future. They need help. It's a bit of a hard gig for them too. And it's the elders like ourselves, people who can watch videos like this. I'm not saying you're old. Need to put their boots on, get into action, get started. You got a job to do. Stay true to yourself at all times. Don't compromise or water down your ideas. Listen to, trust, and follow your inner voice, because your inner voice is directly connected through your heart, which is the center of your toroidal, magnificent, amazing body of light, and it is connected to the universe and your higher self and your person in the sixth dimension, who is, your other half of you, and they are working together. So stay true to you and stay on plan. The plan is coming through. Don't discount artwork and whatever your art is. It's the most powerful form of communication, and it's the birthing of new projects coming through for you. Birthing of new projects. We had that in the last reading. Birthing of new projects. Yes, it is. Well, if it wasn't Pisces, I'm sure it was Pisces. Yes, it was. Gratitude for your gifts, gratitude for your clarity, gratitude for your as I've spoken to you about this, can you visualize and see your sixth density person, part of you, fractal of you? Can you see them? Can you feel them? I bet some of you are going, that just makes sense to me. I can feel it. Be grateful for the actual penny dropping comprehension of this real life connection that's coming between you and your higher self and other fractals of you. Because that feels pretty darn good. Doesn't it feel great? And you're going to, if you haven't already got that going, it's going to come to you now, because that's why they asked me to talk about it. And be grateful for it and go, it's just a wonderful time. I thought it was a terrible time. Oh, it turns out it's great. Okay, so just go with it. Okay, beautiful Pisces. Anything else? Recognition, yes. So they were talking about you having recognition of who you are, where you're from, and how you're connecting. And this person, I can see a person in a spaceship who's just outside, in the sixth density, fifth and sixth density fluctuation, up there floating around the planet while you're down here doing the stuff. You're the boots on the ground. And it's pretty amazing. And recognition, you and your accomplishments receive appreciation and honors. So true. This is a pretty powerful position you're in, that you're taking, and it's a tough gig, and it's wow stuff, really. It really is wow stuff. Yes, it is. You want that one? I'm going to let you. Yes, because blocks are lifted now. Anything that was blocking you is lifted. Right, the waves are releasing from Gaia's energy body. She's letting go of heavy energy that we have resonated with in many lives, and it's getting released because she's lifting in her frequencies. There's there is very, very powerful lightning energy coming from our beautiful sun, and he is sending them through to us because we're all coming with him into the next level. And that's how it works. That's the way it is. So blocks are lifting naturally because we're lifting our energy frequencies, and you're going with because you're pretty fabulous. Okay, I think that's all we're going to have from this deck. Now, I'm going to do another reading after this, and we keep looking. I'm in the unity field with my guides, so they guide me because we're working together in unity, and I'm looking at the Starseed deck. So my Starseed Oracle deck is coming up in the next reading that we're going to do, and they have more to say, more information. So it would be a good idea if you were to check in on the Starseed energy update readings. I put those away, and I need them for my thumbnail, don't I? Sorry about that, guys. There we go. We're back to it. Now, thank you so much for joining me. And I am so grateful. You made me so happy that some of you Pisces, you've watched a lot of my videos and given me lots of thumbs up. Thank you. I'm so grateful. You're just so beautiful. And I thank you for watching through to the end and enjoying every little skerrick of downloaded information your guides want to give you. Take it on board, think about it, let it come over and over in your head, and if you come back and watch the video again, because you will pick up, if they gave you a lot of information, you will pick up some new stuff next time you watch it again. It's very wonderful. Thank you so much. I have enjoyed sharing your energy with you and bringing this through to you, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. Have a lovely rest of your March, and happy birthday. I forget to say that because I'm a Piscean too, and I already had my birthday, and I don't make a fuss about it. So, but happy birthday, darlings. Okay, bye.